feel the guys executed, especially down the stretch?
I mean, George had a great look from 3 to put us up 4. You know, we did a hell of a job. You know, sometimes your execution doesn't end up in a basket. Sometimes when you don't execute, the guy hits a tough shot. So this game, you know, to me, we had a player that's been as hot as anyone in the league against us in a given game. I thought our guys came out. The best execution is what they did in the second half, trying to get out of his hands. The challenge with that is, you know, when you've got Beasley and Hardaway on the floor, you're going to give something up, you know, when you're trapping. So, but I think we executed and got us some momentum. You know, changed the game a little bit. And, you know, we competed. A lot of good things that we did tonight. You know, obviously didn't get the result that we wanted, but hopefully it's something we you know, we've talked a lot about getting better, and I've said this before that there's times when you don't get the result you want, but you get better if you learn from the things that are going on in the court. And you know, this is a team with a bunch of guys that haven't played together. You know, Mo's been in the G League, Harris, you know, Terrence, George, there's 4 right there, Larry and Veet, and you start counting up and you got, you know, one way or the other, you know, 6, 7 new players at a trade deadline, you know, with 1 practice. So I say that not as an excuse, but as a compliment to how connected these guys are and how hard they're playing and how hard they're trying to play together in some situations that are difficult, given some of the change. Pretty good contrast to what the Pistons are doing right now, and you can see how connected they are. They're playing really, really well, and you know, you see it. And so again, for our guys to compete throughout the course of the game and be right there, you know, is really good, and also makes it really hard when you don't come out and you win.
Zach injected a lot of energy into the game tonight as well. You know, he had quite a few threes. Just, we talked so much about his growth, but him closing out in this situation post game, what did you see from him that showed you that he's continuing to develop in the right path?
You know, I'm not as focused on a singular game. You know, we've talked about this a lot. He's getting better, and it doesn't matter whether he's having a really good game or he's had a tough game. But the things that you saw him do tonight, he's done all those previously, whether it's making shots, getting out of transition, defending. So I think that the challenge for Zach and for any player is to continue to become more consistent in those situations. Obviously, I have confidence in him.
Coach, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but with the trapping and everything, that obviously allows Malik Beasley to be open. He scores the 16 points in that second half. Just what did you see from his looks that he was getting, and was it like something on defense that you guys could have done there?
Yeah, I mean, when you guard Cunningham with 2 players and someone's cutting to the basket, you have to guard the guy in the basket, and then you have to rotate. And I thought our rotations were pretty good. They weren't perfect. There was a couple times that we rotated off him to an open player. We cleaned that up, but you know, hats off to, you know, he's a pretty good shooter. You know, I don't know, does he lead the league? He's close in percentage, and he's going to shoot a lot of them. So he shot 10 against us previously. And again, you go into the game with a game plan to take away his threes, and it's either easier said than done. Particularly when there's an offensive rebound or something like that. So you try to control as much as you can. When Cunningham gets 29 in the first half, that's your focus as well. So they're a good team. They're a good team. And the fact that we're talking about 2 players kind of in some ways doesn't do them justice with whether it's Duran or Hardaway or Tobias. So they're a good team. We played hard. We played together. We didn't win, but we did a lot of good things.
Coach, you talked about the integration of the new players. Is it difficult for you sometimes to find the right match because everybody's new, like you said, 6 or 7 guys?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's no right and wrong, you know. Cunningham was making shots in the first half, and some of them were deep. Dyson's on him, and we kept that matchup. We trapped a little bit, and then we went back to Dyson guarding him. And then we trapped him with other guys guarding him, and now with Dyson. And then we switched and had Zach guard him, and tried to guard him, and then we trapped when Zach was guarding him. Then we switched with our smalls and pick and roll, and we hit him off the switch. Then we blitzed him and pick and roll with the 5. So that's what I'm saying about what these guys did. It was good, and you know, we can get better. You know, these are the types of games. It's really hard to go in the locker room and say that to your team and have it really resonate because they want to win. You know, so all those situations. You know, we've got a guy in Terrence that can really defend. Karras has scored the ball for us, you know, at a high level, but Zach was playing well tonight. Clint gave us really good minutes. So sometimes, you know, you're feeling the game, and you're not always right. And frankly, you could be more right or more wrong. We don't know what that alternative is in kind of the altered universe. So our guys just made everything work, and they believe in what we're doing. That's the most important thing for me. You know, that they're bought in together and working to execute together. Okay?